Today on the news, we're talking about needle, the shape that is plain. Eggplant is a cactus, and carrot is good. Just 9 carrot sticks for 9 steps over to that witch's house and steal her toad away. Watch out for bat flying at your head. Our man's so little clappy hoppers, purple haze in baby sister's eyes. The little people need to stop. Please save all of your own lives. All right. Death and taxes brought money, and he wanted some even more. Yeah, Mortar doesn't flop like E.T., so what chums up?
Can you copy and paste that into the chat again? Because I closed the Twitch accidentally, and I'm not able to see it right now. So, I heard what I heard is Purple Haze, and that's a good Jimi Hendrix song.
Oh, I don't know why it
Needle
still says AOL Instant Messenger. That needs to be fixed.
Hair man's so little clappy hoppers, purple haze in baby sister's eyes. Maybe these can be lyrics. Yeah, Mortar doesn't flop like E.T. Whoa. So what chums up? What is AI trying to tell me? It's just a bunch of nonsense. But Purple Haze, Jimi Hendrix song. Jimi Hendrix is good. I like Jimi Hendrix. I like his songs. All Along the Watchtower, Purple Haze. I like the Fire song, like Move Over Rover, Let Jimmy Take Over. I also like Crosstown Traffic and Little Wing, and I'm sure there's a bunch of others that are good. Anyway, trying to come up with an AI generated scripture, like a AI Bible. It might be an interesting like religion, like in the future, or like maybe even in the near future. There's going to be like a religion based on AI. People are going to try to talk to the dead using artificial intelligence, like saying message from like some dead celebrity, like Tupac message and or something like that, and generate text. This is a list of things that are being compared. The eggplant is being compared to the carrot. The witch's house is being compared to the bat. And the ET is being compared to the mortar. But all those things are completely different. There's no comparison. It's like comparing fingers with elephants. It's like,
You can compare anything.
yeah, but they're different. That's the
Yes, but
conclusion.
the
Eggplants are different
things
from
can be
carrots.
compared to each other that are different. Like,
Yeah,
you
but
compare a finger to an
why?
elephant. Like,
Because
my
it's so
finger is
clearly
smaller than the
different.
elephant. An elephant is gray. My finger is kind of this pinkish color. An elephant has a brain. My finger does not have a brain. You can compare things,
My
even
finger
if they're
has a
different.
brain. My finger has a brain of its own. See, it's like trying to communicate with you.
I'm gonna do a.
Look at all the text.
Oh, I forgot to add a 5-minute timer.
Gonna use clay to depict the worship of AI. Might cost a lot of money in clay because I don't know how to shape stuff well. Oh yeah, I've been playing this game. I haven't played it recently, but there's this game called Master of Pottery where you do that the shape, like where you shape clay pots and stuff, and it's like pretty fun actually. You wouldn't think it, like based on the description, like, oh, it's a pottery simulator. Ugh, that's it's not. Then you like play it and it's like, oh, this is kind of fun. It's like you can make anything with it pretty much, except it has to be basically like limited by the shape of like what you can do with pottery, and also like the shape of the additions you can add to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the AI is trying to communicate. It's just saying nonsense. Of course, you
I did.
can like people have the summary is
I told
longer
it to
than the.
summarize, and it's much longer than the original.
But anyway, the sometimes you can interpret things through nonsense. Like for example, like Nostradamus. Like he's said like just the most random things, and people have like interpreted it as like predictions of the future. So basically, like it's based on what you want it to be interpreted as. You just interpret it the way you think what you think it means already. So you start with the interpretation in mind, and you manipulate the language to mean what you want it to mean, if that makes
In
any
Needle, the
sense.
shape that is plain, the speaker asks the reader to imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares the eggplant to a cactus, saying that the eggplant is just as prickly as a cactus. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a carrot in the shape of a carrot. The speaker compares the carrot to a carrot, saying that the carrot is just as good as a carrot. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine 9 carrot sticks in the shape of a 9-sided figure. The speaker compares the 9-sided figure to a witch's house, saying that the 9-sided figure is just as spooky as a witch's house. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a bat in the shape of a bat. The speaker compares the bat to a man, saying that the bat is just as scary as a man. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a purple haze in the shape of a baby's eyes. The speaker compares the purple haze to the eyes of a baby's sister, saying that the purple haze is just as creepy as the eyes of a baby sister. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine little people in the shape of little people. The speaker compares the little people to the little people, saying that the little people are just as annoying as the little people. The speaker then asks the reader to save all of their own lives, saying that the little people need to stop.
Okay.
Oh man, this will keep going.
I like little people though.
This will keep going.
The poet then asks the reader to imagine a man in the shape of a man. The speaker compares the man to a man who works at a gas station. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a car in the shape of a car.
I have no idea what this.
But why would you need to imagine a car in the shape of a car? That's like pretty much implied.
Mm-hmm.
Like just imagine a car. You don't have to add in the shape of a car. That's just redundant.
That's what it did throughout the whole thing.
I know.
Imagine a carrot.
Everything.
In the shape of
It's
a
all
carrot.
redundancy. Maybe it's just commenting on the redundancy of life. How you repeat the same routines over and over again, and that you need to change. Things need to change. Instead of working for the sake of working, work for the sake of purpose. Okay, I'm done. That's my interpretation.
The speaker says that the car has wheels and doors and windows but no engine or driver. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a woman in the shape of a woman. The speaker compares the woman to a woman who works at a grocery store.
But what
The
is a
speaker
woman?
then asks the reader to imagine a baby in the shape of a baby. The speaker compares the baby to a baby with a pacifier. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a fish in the shape of a fish.
Why is this so funny?
Imagine a fish in the shape of a fish. You're just gonna keep it going.
Just keeps going. This is like this. You could like break this down into like verses and like call it like scripture. Like each verse is like the speaker compares the woman to a woman who works at a grocery store.
Or make this into a song, like the speakers, or call it the speaker. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a woman in the shape of a woman. Down, down.
Well, it sounds like it would be like a Reggie Watts lyric or something.
The speaker compares to a woman.
The speaker compares the fish to a hooker, saying that the fish hooks men and sells them for money. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a goat in the shape of a goat. The speaker compares the goat to a farmer, saying that the goat is just as dumb as a farmer. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a bird in the shape of a bird. The speaker compares the bird to a cat, saying that the bird has claws and a tail like a cat. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a dog in the shape of a dog. The speaker compares the dog to a man, saying that the dog bites the man and eats his food. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine an elephant in the shape of an elephant. The speaker compares the elephant to a tree, saying that the elephant is just as large and strong as a tree. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a snail in the shape of a snail. The speaker compares the snail to a cow, saying that the snail is just as slow as a cow. The speaker then
That's a
asks the reader
fast
to
snail.
imagine a monster in the shape of a monster.
That's a fast slug or a snail. It's like if a snail was just as fast as a cow, cows can kind of move pretty fast. So
Yeah, I've been chased by a cow, and they are quick.
yeah, you wouldn't think so by their size. Like they're big animals, but they can gallop.
They can gallop.
Gallop. I'm not saying repetition. Oh, repetition is in everything. Yes. Repetition is in everything. In fact, repetition is in everything. However, repetition is in everything. But what you don't realize is repetition
You think it'll be able to do this much?
is in everything.
I think it will fail at some point. I don't think it'll do this much.
This is Snoop Dogg. This kind of reminds me for Treats for Beasts, something like that, like on YouTube.
Hmm.
I am the man.
In needle the shape that is plain, the speaker asks the reader to imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares that eggplant to a cactus, saying that the eggplant is just as prickly as a cactus. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a carrot in the shape of a carrot. The speaker compares the carrot to a carrot, saying that the carrot is just as good as a carrot. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine 9 carrot sticks in the shape of a 9-sided figure. The speaker compares the 9-sided figure to a witch's house, saying that the 9-sided figure is just as spooky as a witch's house. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a bat in the shape of a bat. The speaker compares the bat to a man. The poet then asks the reader to imagine a man in the shape of a man. The speaker compares the man to a man who works at a gas station. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a car in the shape of a car. The speaker says that the car has wheels and doors and windows but no engine or driver. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a woman in the shape of a woman. The speaker compares the woman to a woman who works at a grocery store. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a baby in the shape of a baby. The speaker compares the baby to a baby with a pacifier. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares the fish to a hooker, saying that
So nice.
The hello crab
It
suit
actually
Lando.
did like really well. It just was too long and I cut it off.
And also, he says hooker weird. You wouldn't think Snoop Dogg would mispronounce hooker. He would probably say hookah.
imagine a fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares the fish to a hooker, saying that
Haka. This
How you doing?
honka.
How you doing, crab suit? Where's the fish part? There it is. Okay. Delete that and just continue from there. This would be an interesting idea for a song, to put all of these things in it.
Might be a
In need of
long
the shake that is
song.
plain, the speaker.
Oh, not that one.
The speaker then asks the reader to imagine the fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares the fish to a hooker, saying that the fish hooks men and sells them for money. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a goat in the shape of a goat. The speaker compares the goat to a farmer, saying that the goat is just as dumb as a farmer. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a bird in the shape of a bird. The speaker compares the bird to a cat, saying that the bird has claws and a tail like a cat. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a dog in the shape of a dog. The speaker compares the dog to a man, saying that the dog bites the man and eats his food. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine an elephant.
Why did it
Just
only
imagine
do-
an elephant. The end.
Imagine an elephant.
Imagine an elephant.
That's weird that it, like, that's off there.
Is that a German Shepherd?
It looks like it.
Or like German?
The speaker then asks the reader to imagine an elephant in the shape of an elephant. The speaker compares the elephant to a tree, saying that the elephant is just as large and strong as a tree. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine the snail in the shape of a snail. The speaker compares the snail to a cat, saying that the snail is just as slow as a cat. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a monster in the shape of a monster.
Hmm.
A monster in the shape of a monster? Like ends with a question. And also, a monster shape varies. It's not like one thing, one shape. There's many different shapes of monsters. Compare a speaker to imagine a fish in the shape of a fish. Son of a bitch. I don't know if we'll add this with into the current song we're working on, but
I don't know. We'll see.
In need of the shake that is plain. In need of the shake that is.
I don't know if it's gonna go to the beat at all.
In need of the shake that is plain, the speaker asks the reader to imagine the needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares that eggplant to a cactus, saying that that plant is just as prickly as a cactus. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine the carrot in the shape of a carrot. The speaker compares the carrot to the carrot, saying that the carrot is just as good as a carrot. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine 9 carrot sticks in the shape of a 9-sided figure. The speaker compares the 9-sided figure to a witch's house, saying that the 9-sided figure is just as spooky as a witch's house. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a bat in the shape of a bat. The speaker compares the bat to a man. The poet then asks the reader to imagine a man in the shape of a man. The speaker compares the man to a man who works at a gas station. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a car in the shape of a car. The speaker says that the car has wheels and doors and windows but no engine or driver. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a woman in the shape of a woman.
It's weird how rap goes, because it's like, it doesn't seem to matter where it is. It sounds like it's on the beat.
The speaker asks the reader to imagine. In need of the shape that is plain, the speaker rested reader too. Imagine the needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares that eggplant to a cactus, saying that that plant is just as prickly.
I think because there's so many syllables,
Yeah.
like there's always going to be something that's going to line up on the beat. Like, see, this word kind of lines up on this beat, right?
Eggplant, the speaker then
Like the speaker, like that's like where the beat hits.
shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares that eggplant to a cactus.
It's like the speaker then compares that eggplant to, like, it's the syllables are like in weird places, but with rapping, it's like you can kind of put the emphasis wherever to make it fit the beat.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's funny. I like it.
Yeah, but it's taking over the song, so it's like too loud. I want to be able to hear the music as well. Maybe like add it in another part of the song, and also I want.
In need of the shape that is plain. In need of the shape that is plain. The speaker rested reader too. Imagine the needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares that eggplant to a cactus, saying that that plant is a cactus. The reader too.
Let's pitch it up and high pass it.
In need of the shape that is plain. The speaker rested reader too. Imagine the needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares that eggplant to a cactus, saying that that plant is just as prickly as a cactus. The speaker then rested reader too. Imagine the carrot in need of the shape that is plain. In need of the shape that is plain, the speaker rested reader too. Imagine the needle, the speaker then compares that plant to a cactus, saying that that plant is just as prickly as a cactus. The speaker then rested reader too. Imagine the carrot in the shape. In need of the shape that is plain, the speaker rested reader.
Sounds like Mickey Mouse.
In need of the shape that is plain, the speaker rested reader too. Imagine the needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares that eggplant to a cactus, saying that that plant is just as prickly as a cactus. The speaker then rested reader too. Imagine the carrot in the shape of a carrot. The speaker compares the carrot to.
I think it's too loud still. It's like kind of want it to be in the background rather than like just taking over the song and being in the forefront.
In need of the shape that is plain, the speaker. Imagine the needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares that.
That's the opposite of what I want. It's a low pass, basically.
In need of the shape that.
The speaker rested reader too. Imagine the needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares that eggplant to a cactus, saying that that plant is just as prickly as a cactus. The speaker then has the reader too. Imagine the carrot in the shape of a carrot. The speaker compares the carrot to the carrot, saying that the carrot is just as good as a carrot. The speaker then has the reader too. Imagine the carrot sticks in the shape of an outside figure.
Also, I think there should be like a pause in the rapping, and
Mhm.
what you like what
Oh yeah.
and then continue it. Oh yeah, and like like what you're doing, maybe like a vocodex on the rapping and put it in a pattern.
In need of the shape that is plain, the speaker rested reader too. Imagine.
I know it's like it wasn't designed like syllable wise to like fit perfectly, so it's hard to like imagine where it would sit normally. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
In need of the shape.
They usually start their words like a little bit before, right?
Before what?
Downbeat.
is playing the
Not that I'm aware of.
in need of the shape that is playing the speaker rescue reader.
I feel like you should stop it.
In need of the shape that is
Or
playing.
start it. Hold on. Can I do a thing like right where it loops? Because that's like in the middle of the pattern.
Oh, it's like right there.
Yeah.
In need of the shape that is playing the speaker rescue reader too. Imagine the needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares that eggplant to a cactus, saying that that plant is just as quickly as a cactus. The speaker
Then that's there. So I need to like.
Compare the to a cactus. Or maybe like, yeah, that pause right there. Like take out that pause.
in need of the shape that is playing the speaker rescue reader too. Imagine the needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then
Say two, like shorten the two. Two. Like just have it flow better. Like so it's like put it on not yeah. Can I do it?
playing the speaker rescue reader too. Imagine the needle in
Like maybe like
playing the speaker rescue reader too. Imagine the needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares the eggplant to a cactus, saying that the eggplant is just as prickly as a cactus. The speaker then asks the reader too. Imagine a carrot in the shape of a carrot. The speaker compares the carrot to the carrot, saying that the carrot is just as good as a kid, saying that the eggplant is just as prickly as a cactus. The speaker then asks the reader too.
I kind of like that. I mean, I know it's like weird pacing to speak normally, but like the AI did that every time. It's like the speaker asked the reader too, and it's like a weird pause, and then it continues. I kind of like it gives it like an interesting flow, and I kind of like how.
well,
it sounds
what I
that
was
way.
trying to do. What I was trying to
You do
do
that
was I
every
was
time I
trying
do
to
something.
end complete the sentence before it gets to the achoo, and then it gets to the next part. So I was trying the specific thing. I was trying to shorten it so that it says the cactus is just as prickly as the cactus, or something like that.
He's saying that that blend is just as prickly as a cactus. The speaker then asks the reader too.
So I
Yeah,
want
I
it to
s- I-
complete
I
a
see.
sentence, go achoo, and then continue. So I was trying to shorten things to make it so that, like, I'm not sure if I like the pauses either. Like you say, it gives it an interesting flow. It just sounds like it's just not doing things. It's like you can tell it's AI, like doing something like weird.
Well, you can tell anyway.
Yeah, but it's just doing something weird on accident and doesn't flow very well. It's like two compared to it's like nobody talks like that.
Just call it a stylistic choice.
All right, well, anyway, let me try to do
In need of the
something.
shape that is playing the speaker rescue reader too. Imagine the needle in the shape of an eggplant.
Can
It
I
could
try
be like-
something? Like we can have some that are like. And I don't know why it needs to start there. Like I like it to like complete a loop and then start.
But then at the same time, you want there to be enough room for this. Which
Yeah,
it's
well, it
longer
needs to.
than
All
from
it
here
needs
to
to do is
here.
complete a sentence. It doesn't have to stop at like a specific time. It just needs to complete the sentence, then do the achoo, and then continue. It doesn't like it. It's not really. Doesn't need to like do a specific sentence. It just needs
In need of the shape that is
something.
playing the speaker to a cactus, saying that that plant is just as prickly as a cactus. The speaker then as prickly as a cactus.
So like right here's where cactus ends.
A needle, the shape that is plain, the speaker rested reader too. Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares that eggplant to a cactus, saying that that plant is just as prickly as a cactus. The speaker then asked the reader too. Imagine a carrot in the shape of a carrot. The speaker a needle, the shape that is plain, the speaker rested reader too. The speaker then compares that eggplant to a cactus, saying that that plant is just as prickly as a cactus. The speaker then asked the reader too. Imagine a carrot in the shape of a carrot. The speaker compares the a needle, the shape that is plain, the speaker rested.
Maybe we should have like a little like hold on, like a little drum fill to get to
The shape that is plain, the speaker rested reader too. Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares that eggplant to a cactus, saying that a needle, the shape that is plain, the speaker rested reader too. Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then
sounds
compares
like
that
this
eggplant.
starts randomly. It's just at a random arbitrary spot in the song. Like it needs to like
Well, that's just because of how long it is and where these are. So that's just where it fell. We didn't plan for any specific point to start.
yes,
because
but maybe we should have it start at a different spot so it's like not so random and arbitrary.
A needle, the shape that is plain, the speaker rested reader too. Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares that eggplant to a cactus, saying that that plant is just as prickly as a cactus. The speaker then asks the reader too. Imagine a carrot in the shape of a carrot. The speaker compares the carrot to the carrot, saying that the carrot is just as good as a carrot. The speaker then asks the reader too. Imagine not candlesticks in the shape of a nine-sided figure.
And also I wanted to change this like
Sticks in the shape of a nine-sided figure. The speaker
is it too slow?
Well, I put it up. I was adjusting the BPM so that like. Wait, what comes up?
then ask the reader too. Imagine not.
See.
Maybe with that long two, that would work if the pause ended right when like a new part started. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. .117. So this will actually be a little bit faster than it was before. And then I think
But
what
it's still starting at a weird arbitrary spot.
well, just give me more than 20 seconds to work on it, Joey.
I have no patience, so
I
therefore
know. I have a lot, so I spend a lot of time just watching you do things, and then whenever I try and do something, you immediately like, that's the sound you make because I'm like doing something wrong, and you're like, don't like it immediately.
Well, like, I just want to express my opinion.
I know. That's fine.
So if I don't like something, I'm gonna say it.
But you say it before, like, I even have a chance to, like, do anything.
Well, I just want to make sure you don't do it.
But you don't even know what I'm doing.
Well, if you explained what you're doing before, because I kind of like, I feel like you're going to do something, and then I'm like, I feel like I know what you're going to do, and I'm like, no, don't do that.
But see, that's, you just assume I'm going to do the worst possible thing.
Yes,
And then you try and
that's
stop me.
exactly how politics works.
Anyway. Undo that. Okay, yeah, I have to cut it here too.
I just want to like express my opinion before you do that thing, in case you're going to do it.
Just want to say you don't like it before I even do anything.
And it's like, in case that's what you're going to do, I'm going to say no.
Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares the eggplant to a cactus, saying that the eggplant is just as prickly as a cactus. The speaker then has to read it too. Imagine a cat. Imagine a needle.
So it's like him saying this fits pretty well into like one bar. Although it ends with
A 2.
Saying that the eggplant is just as prickly as a cactus.
so it should like, I mean, I guess you could argue that it should start like here.
The speaker then has to read it too.
The speaker then asks the reader is like where the line starts, but you could also say,
The speaker then has to read it too.
and then the next phrase starts.
Imagine a carrot in the shape of a carrot. The speaker compares the carrot to a carrot.
Because you could like loop that.
Imagine a needle. Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares the eggplant to a cactus, saying that the eggplant is just as prickly as a cactus. The speaker then has to read it too. Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares the eggplant to a cactus, saying that the eggplant is just as prickly as a cactus. Imagine a carrot in the shape of a carrot. The speaker compares the carrot to a carrot, saying that the carrot is just as good as a carrot. The speaker then has to read it too. Imagine a carrot in the shape of a.
See, so it's kind of like
Yeah, it loops,
starts
but
with
like
imagine is like where the loop starts.
the what do 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 interrupts it. But I like the what do 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 do
Mm-hmm.
thing. But like I feel like it's like that would be a good place to like pause the speaker and then have them continue after that, just to give it more
Has to read it
emphasis.
too. Imagine a cactus. The speaker then has to read it too. Imagine a
It sounds okay without it, but like
cactus. The speaker then has to read it too. Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant.
it just interrupts the what he's saying, so you can't hear
Mm-hmm.
it.
Cactus. The speaker then. Imagine a needle. Cactus.
I don't even know if you need the part that says the reader then asked the whatever.
The speaker.
That it plant to a cactus, saying that that plant is just as prickly as a cactus. Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares that eggplant to a cactus, saying that the eggplant is just as prickly as a cactus. Imagine a needle in the shape.
I guess if it has one of these in it, we can just omit the part that says.
Well, we could omit it every time just so that we can have room for like drum fills and little parts that switch between the different sections of the rap.
Yeah, but we don't have to put one every time.
You can
Like,
have
if
little
you don't
subtle
have
like
this.
Carrot with the speaker, then that's the reader too. Imagine not carrot sticks in the shape of a nine-sided figure. The speaker compares
well, the thing is, we don't really need the whole speaker part.
Nine-sided figure's just as spooky as a witch's hat. The speaker, then that's the reader too. Imagine.
So like this one's longer, so it'd have to be about like here. And if we do that, then we have to go. Yeah, 'cause
We
this one's-
also could like adjust the timing of the song itself.
Mhm. That's gonna be much faster than the other ones.
With the speaker, then that's the reader too. Imagine not carrot sticks in the shape of a nine-sided figure. The speaker compares the nine-sided figure to a witch's house, saying that the nine-sided figure is just as spooky as a witch's house. The speaker, then that's the reader too. Imagine
Maybe we could have the witches like have that sentence end and then like have the pause for the what do and maybe make it a little slower in the process.
Astronom 1Con has redeemed track feedback.
All
Are you
right.
doing Astronom.
Hello,
Con?
Astronom 1Con.
Just have
Just
the speaker.
Take the speaker part
Speaker, then-
out for this one.
Speaker, then speaker. The speaker.
Then you can like stretch it a little so that it's like timed a little better before the
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
The reader too. Imagine not carrot sticks in the shape of a nine-sided figure. The speaker compares the nine-sided figure to a witch's house, saying that the nine-sided figure is just as spooky as a witch's house. Imagine a bat in the shape of a bat. The speaker compares the bat to a man. The poet then asks the reader too. Imagine a man in the shape of a man. The speaker compares the needle in the shape that is flame. The speaker asks the reader too. Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker.
I don't know if we need that part right there. You can just take that out.
Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant.
Hold on,
The
can
speaker-
I do something real quick? I just want to move there.
Imagine a needle in
No.
Why did
like-
that crash sound wrong?
No, move it forward once. There.
Imagine a needle.
There. And also the crash is a weird
Imagine a
crash.
needle in the shape of an egg.
And you can change the sound of the crash if you want. Because the crash I wanted to choose something that wasn't the typical crash sound. So I just
Hmm.
like chose something like random, you know? I
Oh,
wanted
I see.
something
It's just not like okay. That's why.
Imagine a
you can always choose a different crash or like a different sound. Beep. Beep beep.
imagine a needle in the shape of
No, probably not that one. It's a bit too prominent.
Imagine the needle in the shape. Imagine the needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then.
And I think there's a couple of things in SFX that like
Imagine the needle in the shape of an. Imagine the needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares that eggplant to a cactus, saying that the eggplant is just as prickly as a cactus. Imagine the
I wonder if Snoop Dogg can sue us for using his voice.
I don't know.
Imagine the carrot in the shape of a carrot. The speaker compares the carrot to the carrot, saying that the carrot is just as good as a carrot. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine nine carrot sticks in the shape of a nine-sided figure. The speaker compares the nine-sided figure to a witch's hat, saying that the nine-sided figure is just as spooky as a witch's hat. Imagine the man in the shape.
A weird song.
As a witch's hat. Imagine a bat in the shape of a bat. The speaker compares the bat to a man. The poet then asks the reader to imagine a man in the shape of a man. The speaker. To a man. The poet then asks the reader to imagine a man.
Wait, I think I forgot to. Hold on. Yeah. I need to go. Part 1, Part 3. No, it won't stretch anything else.
Imagine a bat in the shape of a bat. The speaker compares the bat to a man. The poet then asks the reader to imagine a man in the shape of a man. The speaker compares the man to a man who works at a gas station. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a.
See, this one's like longer.
Hold on.
Man, the poet then asks the reader to imagine a man in the shape of a man. The speaker compares the man to a man who works at a gas station. The
And maybe like cut it there. Hold on. Then do. Hold on. Also, I want to do something like maybe.
man, the poet then asks the reader. Imagine the needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares that eggplant to a cactus, saying that the eggplant is just as prickly as a cactus. Imagine the carrot in the shape of a carrot. The speaker compares the carrot to the carrot, saying that the carrot is just as good as a carrot. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine nine carrot sticks in the shape of a nine-sided figure.
Also, I wanted to do something here. I also want to make sure there's harmonies. Pattern. see what that sounds like.
Imagine nine candlesticks in the shape of a nine-sided figure. The speaker compares the nine-sided figure to a witch's house, saying that the nine-sided figure is just as spooky as a witch's house. Imagine nine candlesticks in the shape of a nine-sided figure. The speaker compares the nine-sided figure to a witch's house, saying that the nine-sided figure is just as spooky as a witch's house. Imagine a bat in the shape of a bat. The speaker compares the bat to a man. The poet then asks the reader to imagine a man in the shape of a man. The speaker compares the man to a man who works at.
Oh wait, this is where part one. I'm trying to figure out why this one is so much slower. Like it's shorter than the rest, but it's slower.
Imagine a bat in the shape of a bat. The speaker compares the bat to a man. The poet then asks the reader to.
You wanted
I
to have
see.
that part like it did a 2, but you wanted the 2 to like end
But
right at that point.
This isn't the correct 2. Because then it's still talking about the
So you
bat.
did something you didn't mean to do?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were trying to adjust the timing so it started right at that point.
Yeah, but it was the wrong point.
Reader to. The reader to. Imagine.
Okay, so there's where the
Imagine a bat in the shape of a bat. The speaker compares the bat to a man. The poet then asks the reader to imagine a man in the shape of a man. The speaker compares the man.
wait, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it's just because he's just saying less, right? But listen to how much he says in this one.
Imagine nine candlesticks in the shape of a nine-sided figure.
He's like
Yeah.
9 carrot sticks in the shape of a 9-sided figure. It's like it's a lot more words than just saying imagine a bat in the shape of a bat.
Redeem use a sample plugin. When the machine breaks down, we break down.
Imagine a bat in the shape of a bat. The speaker compares the bat to the nine-sided figure to a witch's house. Imagine a man in the shape of a man. The speaker compares the man to a man who works at a gas station.
Maybe we can like manipulate the voice a little bit so it doesn't sound so much like Snoop Dogg.
Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. Imagine nine candlesticks in the shape of a nine-sided figure. Imagine a bat in the shape of a bat.
I stretch this to be the same length. Part 1, part 2. Which one is that one?
Imagine nine candlesticks in the shape. Candlesticks in the shape of a nine.
Okay.
Just as spooky as a witch's house. Imagine nine candlesticks. Reader 2. Imagine a bat. Spooky as a witch's house. Saying that the nine-sided figure is just as spooky as a witch's house. Man, the poet then asks the reader 2. Figure to a witch's house. Saying that the speaker compares the nine-sided figure to a witch's house. Saying that the nine-sided speaker compares the bat to a man. The poet then asks the reader 2.
Anyway, it had They added a thing in Contact. This Clarduduck instrument. Actually pretty cool. It's like very specific use though. So I have to like a short range.
Mm-hmm.
But it's take this away. So it does a lot. Like it has it's based on, so you can adjust all of this stuff, but like it's based on the velocity that you play it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you play it quiet, it'll do the sustained soft vibrato. Medium velocity will do a swell short, and then loud will be a swell short vibrato. And then you can choose like any of these to be for any of the different velocities.
Use Nexus 3. We don't have Nexus. I think that costs a bunch of money, doesn't it?
Yeah, we haven't invested in Nexus yet. If you play something quiet, feels like this slow vibrato.
Mm-hmm.
Play it medium volume. There, it's just like a medium swell, unless you play it really loud. Get that kind of a sound.
Okay. Are you gonna use this for like a part in the song? I'm gonna get something to snack on. Nothing crunchy, so don't worry.
I know. I thought it sounded kind of cool. I don't know.
It sounds cool, but I don't know if we're gonna use it in this song. Like maybe in like a slower song, perhaps like a more orchestral sounding song.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna eat the rest of the ice cream. Just use the actual ice cream container as a bowl.
What did you have for dinner tonight? Jimmy right now is having ice cream.
I had a top ramen and ice cream. That is a very well balanced meal.
I had mashed potatoes, broccoli, and sirloin steak.
Ooh, sounds good. You have much better meals than I have been having recently. Yeah, this would sound good in like a more orchestral, like slow moving track. Sounds like a Native American flute. I like
think
it.
That's what a Clarduduck is.
Oh. I've actually like looked up Native American flute playing and just listened to like Native American flute music. Play the full song. That's what Elhad is asking.
It's not finished yet, but we're still working on this. But anyway.
Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares that eggplant to a cactus, saying that the eggplant is just as prickly as a cactus. Imagine a carrot in the shape of a carrot. The speaker compares the carrot to the carrot, saying that the carrot is just as good as a carrot. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a carrot sticks in the shape of a nine-sided figure. The speaker compares the nine-sided figure to a witch's house, saying that the nine-sided figure is just as spooky
Jordy
as a witch's
Town has
house.
redeemed track feedback now.
Where's contact?
It's already loaded.
Oh, you don't have anything in there. Okay. Kind of wanted to take this flute. Copy. Oh, yeah. Fluette, all that. Okay, that was a mistake, but I'm not.
Well, there's special ways to make it do what you want.
Well, I wasn't even. Like, I was just listening to it, seeing what it did.
I know, but there's only like a small range, or
I kind of actually liked it as it is. That was my goal, was to simplify it.
that's as high as it goes.
Let's listen to it. I kind of like the trill. I want to hear it.
I know, but there's way. You don't
I
want it
know
to do
there's different
every
options. I
single-
just want to hear. We can change the options around. I just want to hear it as it is.
Please cease operations and leave the building utilizing the nearest exit or fire exit stairway.
I kind of liked it better with the little trill and the simple. Anyway, I'm gonna. I can. Oh, we can change it because I'm not really like it. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna stop, drop, and roll.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Also, like, I wasn't going to use that exact melody. I was gonna like simplify it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast.
B4 to B5.
butterfly in the sky. I can go twice as high.
People using all the commands.
It's minor pentatonic.
I know, that's what I'm looking for.
It's right above where you were. Right down to right below minor melodic, right there. Hold on. Can I modify it a little bit? Just basically get rid of like all the short notes. I kind of like, never mind. Oh well.
See, so in this one, velocity doesn't actually control the volume of it.
It controls the effects.
So like, yeah, so in this one, in this you choose, this is like high, medium, and low velocity.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that one should just be like a I don't even know what all of these actually are, but
Oh yeah.
The Bundy cat. It's a wild cat, and in the wild, it's quite dangerous. The Bundy cat is only 2 inches tall, and it runs wild in packs and can take down creatures as large as elephants. I mean, the Bundy cat is so dangerous, I think it's going to take over the human race. Beware the Bundy cat.
The Bungie cat attacked NNNOMMMM.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Nom, for the follow.
Thank you for the follow.
You are awesome. Yes, there should be. Oh, he did release. And does the Bungie cat release is what triggers that. Oh, wait. Oh, it's too soon. But anyway,
so if it's all the way up, I mean, you can adjust these, but it's all the way up, it'll do a little just toot. I guess that's what you can call it. If you go down here, it'll be like. So you can kind of like.
Can I do something? I want to edit it. I'm not sure if I like those little toots.
Anyway, you can mess with it if you want, I guess.
Hold on, maybe just take those out. I wanted to be simplified. Now I feel like
And
that
also go back into this.
base is too much.
Oh, the attack is all the way sharp. It's just that it's the yeah. I mean, it also it's like turn it down here, right?
What turn of what down where?
Everyone you said
The
it's
base?
yeah. Which
No,
pattern
no.
was it?
I want now. The base is too. I need a different base. Hold on. Maybe take this flute. Seven. Okay, pattern 7. I know it's very low. Maybe even extend it. Hold on. No. I didn't mean to clone it. It seems to loop too much. I feel like maybe like even making it longer might be cool.
Why do some instruments sound like they go out of tune when you change the octave? Let's see. I know if you go lower in octave, it's harder to determine the actual pitch of the note if you go too low. So it can sound like it's out of tune. Or if they're just so far away, it's really hard to tell what harmonics are working together. That's why sometimes just by shifting an octave it can sound wrong. We tried Mexican oregano. Goes really well in chimichurri sauce. Just mixed it with the regular oregano last time.
Just a tangent in this song. Maybe some sort of like I don't know if that's the world. That's oh, thanks for the follow, Native Boy.
Native Boy 49 did the fantastic dance.
I just found it when I found out Verbena had some other little relatives. I love the beat so far. Good night. It was good to join again, neighbors. Alright, Native Boy, thanks for the follow, and I hope to see you in the next one. Which will be this Saturday night.
I wanted to. There's a part in the gym MIDI that sounded weird to me. Growing vegetables sounds fun and interesting. I just never had time to keep track of them.
Still not quite right. How you doing, Stink City? No problem.
Oh, it's okay.
We're making this weird thing.
Imagine the needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares that eggplant to a cactus, saying that that plant is just as prickly as a cactus. Imagine the carrot in the shape of a...
Maybe we can make the voice like kind of like more quiet, like a background kind of like weird noise, like sounds. I kind of like.
To the speaker, then ask the reader to imagine a car in the shape of a car. The speaker says that the car has wheels and doors and windows with no engine or driver. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a woman in the shape of a woman. The speaker compares the woman to a woman who works at a grocery store. The speaker then asks the reader to. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine.
That's pretty funny.
I kind of like that, like the way the like the weird native flute goes with the strange topics of the. It just sounds mystical almost, like puts meaning into the words that don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
the speaker
oh,
the reader to imagine a baby.
This is like kind of like there's wisdom in there. You know, what interests me about different varieties of like fruits and vegetables is like the different tastes. You know, like the stuff that I haven't ever tasted before, like that exist out there. You know, like taste sensations that I'm not accustomed to.
Mm-hmm.
That like could be good, you know? Like for example, there was one time somebody had jicama, and I had jicama for the first time. It's like delicious. I never knew what jicama was. It's like kind of like sweet, but it's like crunchy.
And windows with no engine or driver.
Crunchy
The speaker
water.
then asks the reader to.
But it's like has a little bit of sweetness
the reader
to it as well. It's like delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I love crunchy water. That's probably why I like cucumbers too. and watermelon. Watermelon has kind of lots of watery, juicy, but it's sweet. Watermelon's good. I even like the watermelon that like doesn't even really taste like much. Like because of the texture is good. I've been interested in perennial plants like trees and shrubs and herbs. Annuals like lettuce, spinach, or corn seem to be a lot of work to keep up with. what about when the watermelon is grumpy? That just makes it taste better, honestly. Like, you just have to be very ruthless with how you discard the rind.
Imagine the woman in the shape of a woman in the shape of a car. Compares the woman to a woman who works at a grocery store. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a woman.
They kind of.
At the very end, it melds together a little bit.
Yeah, but it's just like one of them has a lot more words than the other, so it's hard to.
The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a car in the shape.
Actually, no, I don't need the beginning part.
Station. The speaker then asks the reader to.
It needs to start right here.
In the shape of a baby.
No, I had a dime fall out of my pocket. Isn't that lime? That's totally lime. Oh, wait.
A woman who works at a grocery store. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a baby in the shape of a baby. The speaker compares the baby to a baby with a pacifier. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares the fish to a hooker, saying
Oh man.
Anyway, I was I wanted to add something.
Okay,
I feel like
the speaker compares the.
I feel like that.
The speaker compares the baby to a baby with a pacifier. The speaker then asks the reader to.
Maybe you don't need the speaker, ask the reader too.
Speaker then asks the reader to.
Oh wait, never mind. And also, I feel like the voice should be distorted just enough so it doesn't really sound like Snoop Dogg.
Imagine a baby in the shape of a baby.
They still all on the same. Okay, they should all be on 12.
Maybe like make it sound like a grandma. Grandma Snoop Dogg. No, I'm joking. Rolling as an art. Maybe that could be like I could become a performance artist, and that's what I could do all day at the art galleries. Drop.
Imagine a baby in the shape of a baby.
Imagine a baby in the shape of a baby.
That doesn't sound like him, does it?
Imagine the carrot in the shape of a carrot. The speaker compares the carrot to the carrot. Saying that the carrot is just as good as a carrot.
The speaker then asks the reader to imagine knockout sticks in the shape of a nine-sided figure. The speaker compares the nine-sided figure to a witch's hat, saying that the nine-sided figure is just as spooky as a witch's hat.
No, oh, you know what you could do? Like the idea I had.
Imagine a bed in the shape of a.
I think.
The speaker compares the bed to a man. The
vocoder. Like vocoder.
The speaker
compares the man to a man who works at a gas station.
Instead of pitch shifter, vocode.
Now what we could do is take. Which one is the? We need to like rename all these so we know what's what, but.
That's the flute. That's the bass. Five, 7, 8, and 8 are all basses.
Imagine them.
I don't know if are we using 6?
Well, I just cloned 5 and it turned it into 6 and shifted all of these to one higher than they were.
Okay.
Watch and like. Might be a better one to use it for.
The first high pitch setting reminds me of Baby Boo Boo. Oh my goodness. Snoop Dogg, Baby Boo Boo. Baby Snoop Dogg. Baby Snoop Boo. Baby Snoop Snoop. He's already a little baby. We shot a guy in Walmart.
Hello, my name is Baby Snoop Snoop.
I think actually Baby Boo Boo already did a rap song. I think.
I am Baby Boo Boo, and I think you like me because I'm so pretty.
Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares the eggplant to a cactus, saying that the eggplant is just as prickly as a cactus. Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares the eggplant to a cactus, saying that the eggplant is just as prickly as a cactus. Imagine a carrot in the shape of a carrot. The speaker compares the carrot to the carrot, saying that the carrot is just as good as a carrot. The speaker then has to read it too. Imagine a carrot sticks in the shape of a nine-sided figure. The speaker compares the nine-sided figure to a witch's hat, saying that the nine-sided figure is just as spooky as a witch's.
That's so low.
Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares the eggplant. Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares the eggplant to a cactus, saying that the eggplant is just.
That actually sounds really cool. It's a good way to use a vocoder is to square and saw waves.
Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares the eggplant to a cactus, saying that the eggplant is just as prickly as a cactus. Imagine a carrot in the shape of a carrot. The speaker compares the carrot to the carrot, saying that the carrot is just as good as a carrot. The speaker then has to read it too. Imagine a carrot sticks in the shape of a nine-sided figure. The nine-sided figure to a witch's hat, saying that the nine-sided figure is just as spooky as a witch's hat.
Yeah, just lower the voice a little bit. So that...
Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares the eggplant to a cactus, saying that the eggplant is just as prickly as a cactus.
What does it sound like with the smoother like lines? Because I remember you. Can't even hear it. That's weird.
No, it has to have a sharp edge. Or make it higher pitched. But this is harder to hear it because it needs to have that edge.
Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares the eggplant to a cactus, saying that the eggplant is just as prickly as a cactus. Imagine a carrot in the shape of a carrot. The speaker compares the carrot to the carrot, saying that the carrot is just as good as a carrot. The speaker then has to read it too. Imagine a carrot sticks in the shape of a nine-sided figure. The speaker compares the nine-sided figure to a witch's hat, saying that the nine-sided figure is just as spooky as a witch.
We've had the vocoded and the dry at the same time. try it.
Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares the eggplant to a cactus, saying that the eggplant is just as prickly as a cactus. Imagine a carrot in the shape of a carrot. The speaker compares the carrot to the carrot, saying that the carrot is just as good as a carrot. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a carrot sticks in the shape of a nine-sided figure. The speaker compares the nine-sided figure to a witch's hat, saying that the nine-sided figure is just as spooky as a witch's hat. Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares the eggplant to a cactus, saying that the eggplant is just as prickly as a cactus. Imagine a carrot in the shape of a carrot. The speaker compares the carrot to the carrot, saying that the carrot is just as good as a carrot. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a carrot sticks in the shape of a nine-sided figure. The speaker compares the nine-sided figure to a witch's hat, saying that the nine-sided figure is just as spooky as a witch's hat. Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant.
Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. That's
Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant.
It feels like such nonsense lyrics. Reminds me of it doesn't take much to make a song that makes no sense.
mm-hmm.
Imagine a bat in the shape of a bat. The speaker compares the bat to a man. The board then asks the reader to imagine a man in the shape of a man. The speaker compares the man to a man who works at a gas station. Imagine a car in the shape of a car. The speaker says that the car has wheels and doors and windows with no original driver. The speaker then asks.
I have to use a different
Oh yeah, like yeah, take that pattern number 9. Yeah.
just add it to the end. So and then just whenever I have this nope. There.
A man who works at a gas station. Imagine a car in the shape of a car. The speaker says that the car has wheels and doors and windows with no original driver. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a woman in the shape of a woman. The speaker compares the woman to a woman who works at a grocery store. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a baby in the shape of a baby. The speaker compares the baby to a baby with a pacifier. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares the fish to a hugger, saying that.
Wait. Change one note. The lowest note.
Imagine a needle in the shape of an eggplant. The speaker then compares the eggplant to a cactus, saying that the eggplant is just as prickly as a cactus. Imagine a carrot in the shape of a carrot. The speaker compares the carrot to the carrot, saying that the carrot is just as good as a carrot. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a carrot sticks in the shape of a nine-sided figure. The speaker compares the nine-sided figure to a witch's hat, saying that the nine-sided figure is just as spooky as a witch's hat. Imagine a bat in the shape of a bat. The speaker compares the bat to a man. The board then asks the reader to imagine a man in the
I feel
shape
like
of a man.
this one starts to
That one's
weirdly.
not been that one's not been adjusted
Okay,
or anything
okay,
at all
okay.
yet, so it's completely in the wrong place.
Witch's hat.
Can I listen to the part I wanted to hear? Imagine a baby in the shape of a baby.
Imagine a car in the shape of a car. The speaker says that the car has wheels and doors and windows with no original driver. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a woman in the shape of a woman. The speaker compares the woman to a woman who works at a grocery store. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a baby in the shape of a baby. The speaker compares the baby to a baby with a
So Ridiculous.
I want to hear what the
That's the reader too. Imagine a baby in the shape of a baby. The speaker compares the baby to a baby with a pacifier. The speaker then asks the reader too. Imagine a fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares the fish to a hawk and saying it.
Let's see what this sounds like. Yeah, I guess it just.
The speaker then asks the reader too.
Oh.
That's the reader too. Imagine a baby in the shape of a baby. The speaker compares the baby to a baby with a pacifier. The speaker then asks the reader too. The speaker then asks the reader too. Imagine a baby in the shape of a baby. The speaker compares the baby to a baby with a pacifier. The speaker then asks the reader too. Imagine a fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares the fish to a hawk and say, imagine a baby in the shape of a baby. The speaker compares the baby to a baby with a speaker then asks the reader too. Imagine a baby in the shape of a baby. The speaker compares the baby to a baby with a pacifier. The speaker then asks the reader too. Imagine a fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares imagine a baby in the shape of a baby. The speaker compares the baby to a baby with a pacifier. The speaker then asks the reader too. Imagine a fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares the fish to a hawk and saying it. Reader too. Imagine a baby in the shape of a baby. The speaker compares the baby to a baby with a pacifier. The speaker then asks the reader too. Imagine a baby in the shape of a baby. The speaker compares the baby to a baby with a pacifier. The speaker then asks the.
I don't know why you're messing around with it so much.
No, I just want the timing. What do you mean? Why am I messing around?
Because it was already
so much.
It was already in the right spot.
Because I want there to be like something to fill it in. Because it was silence for too long.
That's the reader too. Imagine a baby in the shape of a baby. The speaker compares the baby to a baby with a pacifier. The speaker then asks the reader too. Imagine a fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares the fish to a hawk and saying it.
I think the silence is what makes it funny, because it's just like if you're just listening and then all of a sudden everything.
I just didn't. I just wanted to have something that leads up to the next part,
But I don't think it needs it.
It's just suddenly stops and then there's nothing.
Yes, that's why it's funny.
Well, the thing is, it's too sudden of a stop.
No, it's not. Not everything has to have a drum fill that leads into the next piece. It's comedic timing.
Hold on, I didn't put it in the right spot.
No, you're right. That's not the right spot.
Hold on. All I need to do is there.
It's still not the right spot. But
imagine a baby in the shape of a baby.
There.
I was making the pause longer because the longer the pause, the funnier it is.
No, it's not.
Imagine a woman in the shape of a woman. The speaker compares the woman to a woman who works at a grocery store. The speaker then asks the reader too. Imagine a baby in the shape of a baby. The speaker compares the baby to a baby with a pacifier. The speaker then asks the reader too. Imagine a fish in the shape of a.
Wait, why did you do that?
Oh, I want to hear something. I kind of find it funny if it suddenly changes too.
Speaker then asks the reader too. Imagine a baby in the shape of a baby. The speaker compares the baby to a.
Or just take that out completely.
Speaker then asks the reader too. Imagine a baby in the shape of a baby. The speaker compares the baby. speaker, then that's the reader too. Imagine a baby in the shape of a baby.
It's kind of like a drop, yeah. Except it's just like gonna make people like, what did he just say? Like, is that what he really just said? I think actually this one is their own parts. You could put that like on the next one. Oh.
See, I just wanted to see what it sounded like with like a less of a long pause. It still does a pause. You hear him say, "Imagine a baby in the shape of a baby," but then it gets to the beat sooner, and that's just I just wanted to hear what it sounded like.
The speaker, then that's the reader too. Imagine a baby in.
That's really loud.
The speaker, then that's the reader too. Imagine a baby in the shape of a baby. The speaker compares the baby to. The speaker, then that's the reader too. Imagine a baby in the shape of a baby. The speaker compares the baby to a baby with a pacifier. The speaker, then that's the reader too. Imagine a fish in.
Can I do one little thing? Maybe. No, not that. Just do one little beat.
The speaker, then that's the reader too. Imagine a baby in the shape of a baby. The speaker compares the baby to a baby with a pacifier. The speaker, then that's the reader too. Imagine a fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares the fish to a hawk and saying.
I heard that extra beat.
The speaker compares the baby to a baby with a pacifier. The speaker, then that's the reader too. Imagine a fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares the fish to a hawk and saying.
Where is it? There it is.
Top 10 drops of 2022. Imagine a baby in the shape of a baby.
The speaker, then that's the reader too. Imagine a baby in the shape of a baby. The speaker compares the baby to a baby with a pacifier. The speaker, then that's the reader too. Imagine a fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares the fish to a hawk and saying. The fish to a hawk and saying. Reader too. Imagine a fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares the fish to a hawk and saying.
Fade is swell like a riser.
To a hawk and saying.
Kind of like the bongo.
The fish to a hawk and saying.
Also need another fill. So we're not just using like the same fills over and over again. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I'm still not sure what I'm supposed to compare the fish to.
Compare the fish to a fish.
No, imagine a fish the shape of a fish, and then I think you're supposed to compare the fish to a hooker who hooks men for money or something like that. But we have to get the Snoop 2 file to get that piece of it, because the original is too long and it messed up. I'm actually surprised at how far it went. I'll be right. Gonna sink down slowly and go away.
of a fish. The speaker compares the fish to a bucket sailing. Imagine a fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares the fish to a bucket sailing. Here's the man to a man who works at a gas station. Imagine a car in the shape of a car. The speaker works at a gas station. Imagine a car in the shape of a car. The speaker says that the car has wheels and doors and windows. Man who works at a gas station. Imagine a car in the shape of a car. The speaker says that the car has wheels and doors and windows with no original driver. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a woman in the shape of a woman. The speaker compares the woman to a woman who works at a grocery store. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a baby in the shape of a baby. The speaker compares the baby to a baby with a pacifier. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares the fish to a bucket sailing.
I'm gonna try something. I want to make a fast snare drum. Wait, there's paint. How's that for a drum fill?
Reader to imagine a fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares the fish to a bucket sailing. A fish, the speaker compares the fish to a bucket sailing. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares the fish to a bucket sailing.
I like the pause and the vocals at that point.
Where, right here?
Yeah.
Where it just
like
cuts off?
Not cuts off, but like maybe have them complete a sentence at that point, and then like it builds up and just does.
The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a fish in the.
Oh, okay. I see what you're doing.
Yeah, because these should be the same.
I was hearing something like hawk consignment, but that didn't make any sense. Well, less sense than imagine a baby in the shape of a baby.
The speaker compares. The speaker compares the baby to a baby. Imagine the speaker compares the baby to a baby with a pacifier.
This doesn't fit there yet.
pacify the speaker, then ask the reader to imagine the fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares the fish to a hunk, saying that the fish hooks men and sells them for money.
That is
No, I don't think that's the. Oh, that one goes. Can I show you?
The speaker then ask the reader.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So I was pointing at
Ask
my
the reader
screen
too.
as if you can see it.
The speaker then ask the reader too.
Can I
Speaker
point
then
with
ask
my
the reader
mouse
too.
or with the
Yeah.
mouse? I just want to point to something where it lines up. See those two little these things? Just line up these things. So that goes there. There. It's
The
like
speaker then
lid.
ask the reader to imagine the fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares the fish to a.
What happens
There's
here?
like an extra thing right there. I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's just because these were done two different.
Oh.
They're not exactly the same. How you doing, Tony House? Have you talked with a liar and you just know something doesn't add up, opposed to an honest person? That's how I feel about the moon landing conspiracy. What about it?
Are you talking about? Are you saying that you believe that nobody has landed on the moon, or that you believe that people have landed on the moon? Because I think people have landed on the moon.
The speaker then asked the reader to imagine the fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker.
See, I think like, why haven't we went back? Because it's really expensive.
It's
extremely, and we did go back a couple of times.
The speaker.
I think, like after the Apollo missions, it's just like the first time is the most significant event, and then like I think it's just like what is the point?
The speaker then asked.
I think the whole point of going to the moon, landing on the moon, was for like bragging rights and stuff. And then now we can do it more safely. We don't have to put anybody in danger. We can just send you could just send in robots and stuff. It's a lot safer and cheaper to do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, it's just that the interest isn't there where people would feel like it's justified to spend that much money on a mission to go to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Elon Musk is talking about going to Mars, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon either, because it's just, I don't know. It's such a big journey. It's very dangerous, and so much can go wrong.
The missions that they've done to the moon, they got plenty of like samples for doing experiments on back here already. So like there's not really a reason to go back just to do it. Like it's very expensive and very dangerous, and we've already got samples from there, so there isn't really that big of an incentive to do it.
Unless we found like some rare resource on the moon that like if we mined it then like brought back to Earth, that would be like a lucrative business.
The speaker then asked the reader to imagine the fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares the fish.
So why do people don't think we went? Because the reason why was because whenever there's a significant event like the moon landing, like 9/11, like any significant historical event that's happening, people always come up with some sort of conspiracy surrounding it. Like like
The speaker.
COVID, like the moon landing, the 9/11, Civil War. Like I'm sure there's Civil War conspiracies out there, World War II. It's
Mm-hmm.
just people just like to come up with like to feel like they know more than the general population. They want to feel like they have special knowledge that other people don't have. So like in order for people to feel special, they want to come up with conspiracies that like they can like use to feel like they're smarter than everybody else. If that makes any
I
sense.
think they want to feel smarter because usually people who think that are not very smart. And
Well,
they
also
don't
like
understand how it's like. They just feel like it doesn't make sense. Like, how would they even, like, they don't get how it actually happened, so they're like,
then
well,
it didn't
if
happen.
I don't understand it, it must not have happened. And so they try and
Or
find evidence that shows
I
that
mean,
it's faked. Like, they'll
yeah, they
find like
start with
a little tiny detail in the video, be like, see, there's that little thing, it's CGI. It's like, meanwhile they're like doing all these things that you couldn't do on Earth or on a stage or whatever. And anyway, they find like the little tiny detail and be like, see, it's that little thing. See, they're faking it. But it's like, what about the part where they're like, they let go of a bottle and it like just sits there and floats? Like,
Stanley Kubrick, Mike. He came up with the special effects to do that.
It would have been worth it to fake the first night if you could get away with it.
I
mean, like if you
but
were trying to be the first
would
in
have
the
been
world,
it would have been so difficult to get away with it because like there's always
the
going to
number of
be
people
like
who have to be involved, and for
yeah,
none of them to
exactly.
like say that, and then like
Too many people would need to be in on it. And that's the problem with most conspiracies. There's too many people who would have to be in on it. There'd have to be like a whole bunch of people blowing the whistle or having a guilty conscience about it and just like saying something or like you know, some events are just so far off what a human can compute. But that doesn't mean they didn't happen.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the whole thing with conspiracies is that like I mean, there's a lot of instances where like the people in power like lie to you and stuff like that, which may erode trust and cause people to call into question everything that happens.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, because leaders sometimes lie, they jump to the conclusion that they're always lying all the time. So like whenever something happens, like some event happens that's significant, they're always thinking, how is this guy lying right now? How is this guy lying to my face? Like this isn't happening because I don't trust the people in power. So like conspiracies are just becoming more and more prominent because there's way less trust, it seems like. And also apparently the person who invented Wi-Fi or like invented the device that led up to Wi-Fi was also like a supermodel actress, Hedy Lamarr. Just like a popular actress, like who was in Hollywood movies and everything, and then then she was also a brilliant inventor as well as like her partner, like her husband also worked on it as well. But
Mm-hmm.
like it's like crazy to think it's like she doesn't look like the typical scientist, you know.
Yeah, but one way that like kind of the proof that it's kind of like more solid proof than anything, at least for me. Not that I never ever believed that they didn't go, but what you can tell the people who don't believe it is that they have reflectors. Like, they went there and they put a reflector on the moon.
Yeah.
Like, you can shine a laser at a specific point and it will reflect right back to you, and you can measure it and tell how far away the moon is.
But
Like,
Mike, those reflectors don't actually exist. When they aim the laser, the people in charge, when they say they aim the laser, they're only
no, you
saying
can do it
that
yourself.
it's reflecting back. Oh,
Do
how?
it yourself.
No, you can't. Nuh-uh. You
Yeah,
do it
just-
yourself,
you
and
just
it's
deny
an
it.
illusion.
Okay, that's fine.
It's all a lie. It's all an illusion. I don't believe you. Just stick my fingers in my ears and go, no. That's like how conspiracy theorists
That's
seem
the
like
only
to me.
defense that they have. You show them, like, proof, like, this happens. It's a thing that people do. Like, and they're just like, nope, it's not real. I'm like, okay, but it is.
Same with flat Earth. It's so weird how like people are so convinced about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, despite all of this contrary evidence, it's just like we know that. Like, I wonder if people like birds aren't real. That conspiracy, the guy made it up as like a parody of conspiracies, but
I think
maybe there's people out there who actually believe
I
it.
think a lot of conspiracies started as a joke, and then people just were dumb enough to actually believe it, and then it started spreading, and then the guy's like, oh, dang it, I just...
How about a new conspiracy that Jimmy and Mike, we're the true leaders of the world. We're the ones pulling the strings.
And the baby in the shape of a baby.
We're the ones behind it all.
The speaker compares the baby to a baby with a pacifier. The speaker then asks, and the baby in the shape of a baby.
That's the great
speaker compares the baby to a baby with a pacifier.
The shrivel-spiracy. The skin-spiracy.
The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares.
Now it'll keep going.
The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a fish in the shape of a fish. The speaker compares the fish to a bucket, saying that the fish helps make itself and for money. The speaker then asks the reader to imagine a goat in the shape of a goat. The speaker compares the goat to a farmer, saying that the goat.
I think we should have maybe a little bit of a pause in the rap. Have
the goat in the shape of a goat. The speaker compares the goat to a farmer, saying that the goat is just as dumb as a farmer.
Like another drop. The goat is as dumb as a farmer.
Compares the goat to a farmer, saying that the goat is just as dumb as a farmer.
But the thing is, farmers can be smart. So if goats are just as dumb as farmers, then goats would be incredibly smart.
Mm-hmm.
The goat in the shape of a goat. The speaker compares the goat to a farmer, saying that the goat is just as dumb as a farmer.
Oh, I forgot to grab the drums.
Imagine a goat in the shape of a goat. The speaker compares the goat to a farmer, saying that the goat is just as dumb as a farmer.
It's just, I don't know, it's kind of like consistently this.
I feel like that drum roll, this part, hold on, I'll do the mute, I guess. I like this as the pause of the vocals. We can also, you know what we could do? We can also adjust the vocal sections so that we could do just as dumb as a farmer in another section of the song. You know what I mean? Like mix up the vocals a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
This always seems messed up when religions preach the stuff about being saved by joining their group. Yeah, like the whole thing, like that's what turned me away from personally, that's what turned me away from a lot of religious ideas is the idea of hell. It's just so hateful and wrong to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like eternal damnation simply for like not believing in whatever religion, you know, that is in the local vicinity. You know, and it's like completely determinate on geography and where you are. Never existed. This is all CGI, Mike.
Well, Crabsuit says that's my great uncle on the right.
Oh yeah,
That's cool.
so your uncle is CGI? No, I'm kidding. He never existed. Yeah, you know, the whole thing, like, if God is all powerful, then aren't we, like, pretty much like ants in comparison? So why would he care whether or not we believe in him?
Maybe his,
Do you care if
I
an
don't know.
ant believes that you exist? I don't.
He needs his ego boosted.
An all-powerful being shouldn't have an ego. An all-perfect, all-powerful, amazing, perfect being shouldn't have an ego like that. But anyway, enough of religious criticism and blasphemy. Let's wrap it up.
I'm gonna go raid Sonko Jam. It's been a while since we've raided him.
All right. Yeah, this song I feel like it's a work in progress, but I think like once we get the timing and everything right, then it has potential to be a fun song. I need to stay positive.
Thank
Yeah,
you
it's
to
1:30. How did it go so fast? I need to
Seraphite
go to bed
Elhad
already.
Alronaxo, Cardcaptor XP, Nom, and Native Boy 49. Thank you for the follows. The resub, Crabsuit Lando for the $10 tip. Majoris with a raid. Majoris with a resub. Thank you for that. And
Yes, thank you for stopping by and listening to us do our thing and watch us do our thing.